Guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today I'm going to do a little updated how I curl my hair using my Shark FLEXSTYLE. It's been a minute since I have done a Shark hair styling video, and I know a lot of people get these for Christmas, so I wanted to do an updated one. I will throw my old one up in the cards. It's when I had very short hair, so if you have shorter hair, would be a really good video to watch. But I feel like I see so many people kind of struggling with it or whatever, and I wanted to share a different technique that I've been using recently, plus really hone in on how, no matter what technique you use, how the prep is key. So I got out of the shower. My hair is very damp right now, but we're gonna make it work. I have, just to put it into perspective, I bleach my hair so it's very like tangly. I have very thin, like fine hair, but I have a lot of it. So, and now it's probably like a medium length at this point. Now, a couple of products that I love to prep my hair with is, the first one is the Kenra Platinum Blow Dry Spray. This just helps kind of speed up the process of drying your hair, which for me, because I have so much, helps a lot. And then it also is a heat protectant, and it also makes your hair feel very shiny and silky. I have repurchased this 3 times, I think. It's one of my favorites, and I'm almost out of this. It's pricey, but it's really good. So I just start, this also helps with detangling. Spray that everywhere. While that's in, before I put anything else, that's when I go through it and brush it. So you want to start at the bottom of your hair so you don't rip out any hair, and work your way up. So the key with the FLEXSTYLE or any sort of blow dry device like this is to use it on wet hair, because with a curling iron you are doing a style from cold to hot. That's the technique that it's using to style it. Whereas with a blowout, the style is done, there is heat, but the style is primarily done from wet to dry. So thinking about it that way, so if you already have dry hair, it will work for a bit, but then it will fall really easy because you didn't seal in that style with wet hair to start, if that makes sense. I feel like I see so many people using it on dry hair, and it looks beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it probably falls so fast. So for me, I specifically like saw better results when I started really focusing on having damp hair, like maybe even 80%, maybe even 70% damp, and drying it that way. Then my curl is going to hold a lot better. But you want to make sure that your hair is completely brushed through, no tangles. I just have super tangly hair. Okay, once it's fully brushed through, that's when I go in and start putting on the other products. I find it easier to make sure that the rest of my products distribute evenly if I have combed through my hair first, but I have to have something on it to be able to comb through it, or it's a disaster. Okay, then I go in with my Crown Affair leave-in conditioner, and I just really apply this from ends down. This, I feel like, has helped a lot with hair static. I deal with a lot more, like, my hair is drier in the winter because there's heat and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like a cream product helps a lot, and this smells phenomenal. And kind of make sure that the ends lay really smooth and just nice. So I really apply that to just the ends, and I really do like a product like this because I feel like I can control it and not have it towards my roots, which will leave my hair oily faster. So that's in. Any sort of leave-in will work though. I really do like this one, and I love the Unite 7-second, whatever it is. That one's incredible too. Okay, next up, since I have really thin hair, putting on some products that kind of help plump it up and make it feel thicker is just the best thing for my hair, honestly. So the BB thickening spray, I have used this for years now, and it is truly my favorite. It gives me so much like fullness to my hair once I'm done blow drying it. It's great. So if you have thin hair, I use this every single time I wash my hair, no matter what style I'm using, but specifically with a blowout, it's incredible. Okay, and then brush that all the way through to make sure that it's distributed evenly. And then next up, since I do have typically straight hair, like my hair will dry straight, completely straight, I like to put a mousse in it. This is going to hold the style, again, when it's wet, to dry. Make sure the style holds really well. So I will put it, and give me a little volume. I'll put it towards the roots first. I'll put the ring. And I love this Kenro one because it doesn't feel, it's a thickening mousse, but it doesn't feel like heavy on my hair. Since my hair is very thin, it can weigh down really easy with like a ton of products. So I use products that I feel like help with my thin hair and not weigh it down, but give me some volume and body. Because when I use nothing, it does not work for my hair. Okay, so put it through the ends and up at the roots, just slightly. Like you can already see that. Okay, again, do one last brush through, and then we are ready to separate and curl. Since, like I said, I have a lot of hair, I section my hair a lot because if I don't, then I won't get the hair completely dry. And if I don't get the hair completely dry, then the style is not going to set either. So first, I guess, before we do our sectioning though, let's go ahead and do a rough blow dry. Now you can see my ends are already dry, okay? So that is kind of an issue, and I will address that in a second, but typically my ends will dry first, and then my roots will take the least amount of time to dry. So we will focus the heat and the drying just on the roots, and then I'll show you what I do for my ends when we start curling. So rough blow dried, my roots are pretty much dry, but you can see the mids of my hair is kind of still damp, and the ends, well, they're completely dry. So let's fix that, and then we'll get into the curling portion. I typically always work on my left side first. So let's put this in a clip. So for my ends, because they get dry, I go ahead and just re-dampen them in like this spray bottle. Just a little, not like crazy, but this will help make sure that my ends stay. And any piece that I feel like is too dry when I'm going into curl, I will spray a little bit, and I feel like it really helps. So I start with the back of my head. It takes the most amount of time because I have like, I feel like what feels like the most amount of hair back there. So I'm gonna separate that. And since my hair isn't super long, I have to separate it a lot more because I feel like I can't just like throw it in the back and it like stays there, if you know what I mean. But anyway, you want to start in small sections. And like I said, make sure everything is brushed out and make sure it's still damp. Okay. Now, because I'm showing you a different technique, we're gonna use a different barrel. So we're gonna use the right on the left side. And we're gonna be holding this like we would a wand curling iron. So you're gonna take and flatly wrap it along the barrel. Like this. And turn it on. So what you're gonna achieve with a curl like this is more of like an actual curl instead of just like a blowout look, but you're gonna get a lot more volume at the root because you're holding it out at the root. I feel like I get so much more volume. Let's throw that back there and continue. So you're basically just doing a twist wrap around a barrel like you would a curling wand. So you can put it on before or you can put it on while it's going. I also find that this style holds really well in my hair as well. But again, if your hair is not damp, it will not work. Do you see how the curl is so far away from my head? I feel like on my side, I get so much volume that way. All right, now this side is done. I'm gonna go ahead and set it with my favorite like texture hairspray. On the front piece. Right, so something to keep in mind when you're curling your hair and you're not achieving the same results as other people is, first, your hair might not be as long as theirs. Second, they could have more hair than you. Third, they could have more layers than you. I have like no layers, so I get a very blunt looking curl, and it just kind of is what it is. It's not different and textured and layered, but next time we go, I will be getting layers. But anyway, we just let this sit. I don't touch it, I just let it sit, and then we work on the other side. Move on to the left side of your roll. Grab a big chunk. You also want to be grabbing in vertical sections instead of horizontal sections. It's going to lay flatter on the barrel and give you a better curl and be able to dry the hair more properly. My shoulders are killing me. And we're done. So you can already see how much this side has fallen. That's okay. Just so you know, because my hair, like I said, is short, I'm really only getting a giant like wave to it. I'm not getting this huge like continuous circle or curls because my hair just isn't long enough yet. So if you're struggling with that too, just know it's probably the length of your hair. I have a hair on me. But we see so many people using the Shark on really long hair, maybe with extensions, maybe without it, but we see just like a lot more definition and curls, and that's just not the case if you don't A, have layers, or B, your hair is just not long enough. And I don't know if you can tell how much more volume I get towards my roots because the curling iron is at the roots and pulling away versus here and getting a little bit of heat. So I have been loving this technique. It just makes my hair look like I have so much hair. And as somebody who has a lot of hair, but it doesn't look like I have a lot of hair because it's so thin, it just makes me so happy. So that is the finished product. So try this technique and let me know what you think, or if there's another technique that you really enjoy, let me know. But I have been loving that technique so much more than just like the traditional wand or traditional way. So whether you just got one for Christmas, or you are thinking about getting one, or you have one and you just haven't tried this method, let me know. Try it out and let me know. But I love you guys so much. Thank y'all for watching. I will have all the products that I mentioned down below because I really do feel like the products are key in terms of making your hair like stay. It's very important. So all right, you guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. I hope you found this video helpful. Hopefully this is like a 101 how to use your Shark FLEXSTYLE if you're unaware, or maybe just a new technique to give you a little bit more volume at the roots. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon.